Hello and welcome. I guess I'll become accustomed one of these days to there being such a thing as the Jesse Helms Center. On the other hand, I'm genuinely grateful that those folks at Wingate College came up with the idea. Now, this idea was largely that of Dr. Paul Kortz, then president of Wingate College. Now, I won't belabor the subject, but you may be interested in how it happened. About midway of my third term in the U.S. Senate, I was astonished when all of a sudden 8 or 10 major universities almost simultaneously began pressing me just a little bit. Each of the universities you see wanted to be designated to receive my official Senate papers. And I recall surmising that this was happening, one, because they considered me so controversial, don't you know, and two, because I probably wouldn't be in the Senate much longer. As it turned out, of course, they were wrong.
When Jesse Helms was first elected to the United States Senate, he could not have imagined that there would one day be a Jesse Helms Center, or that people from around the world would be interested in researching his congressional papers. However, only 15 years later, the Jesse Helms Center was established with a clear mission to promote our nation's founding principles that Senator Helms advanced throughout his career. On October 3, 1987, Senator Helms officially signed a Declaration of Intent, giving Wingate University ownership of his official Senate and personal papers. In 1988, shortly after this ceremony, friends of Senator Helms proposed the creation of the Jesse Helms Center as a separate non-profit organization designed to promote traditional American values through educational programming. In just a few years, this idea grew into an organization that reaches thousands of young people each year, spreading the message of free enterprise and principled leadership. The Jesse Helms Lecture Series was created with former United Nations Ambassador Jeane Kirkpatrick serving as the first speaker. The next year, publisher and presidential candidate Steve Forbes was the featured speaker. Thus began a long series of other internationally acclaimed speakers, including Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, White House National Security Advisor John Bolton, former Secretaries of State Condoleezza Rice and Henry Kissinger, the Dalai Lama, and Senator Marco Rubio. On April 7, 1999, dignitaries from across the state joined Senator Helms for the groundbreaking ceremony of the new A.J. Fletcher Building, the headquarters of the Jesse Helms Center. Then on April 28, 2001, the doors opened with a special ribbon cutting and lecture by former British Prime Minister Lady Margaret Thatcher. The 23,000-square-foot facility features an archives and interactive museum where visitors young and old can learn about the free enterprise system, the United States Congress, U.S. history, and the life and times of Senator Helms. But the Jesse Helms Center is more than a beautiful building with a state-of-the-art archives. Shortly after John Dodd was hired as Helms Center president in 1994, Senator and Mrs. Helms summoned him for a private meeting. They gave John the directive that the Jesse Helms Center must grow by teaching our young people about our nation's founding principles, particularly the importance of limited government, individual responsibility, and principled leadership. In no uncertain terms did Senator Helms want a dusty museum. In 1995, the Free Enterprise Leadership Challenge was created specifically for high school students. During concentrated 5-day residential sessions, students are split into companies where they elect their own leaders and develop their own products to sell. It is a real-life business environment where students must write a business plan, use real money, decide how much product to buy and sell, and how to make a profit. Since 1995, almost 10,000 high school students have completed at least one session of FELC. Students have participated from over 27 states and 11 different countries. Sessions have been held on the campuses of Wingate and Campbell Universities in North Carolina, Hillsdale College in Michigan, Houston Baptist University in Texas, Palm Beach Atlantic University in Florida, Midlands Technical College in South Carolina, and in the countries of Mexico and Uruguay. Many students have stated that their week at the Free Enterprise Leadership Challenge program has changed their lives. Quote, The experience taught me so much about how ethics and morals matter the most at the end of the day. Learning about free enterprise makes me appreciate the power of entrepreneurship and makes me grateful to be an American." End quote. Stephen McCarty, Covenant Classical School, Fort Worth, Texas. Quote, "Participating in this program has opened my eyes and changed my life for the better." Unquote. Zoe Hodge, Philip O'Berry High School, Charlotte, North Carolina. With the rapid growth of online education, the opportunity arose to develop an online curriculum for FELC that impacts thousands, even tens of thousands of students each year. This online digital curriculum, Free Enterprise Now, was created in 2015 by the Helms Center's Free Enterprise Fellow and Dean of the Business School at Wingate University, Dr. Peter Frank, along with economics professor Derek Nance. The 5-lesson curriculum is designed to explore the free enterprise system in detail and discusses why principled, ethical leadership is crucial if our economic system is to continue to flourish. Our website, freeenterprisenow.org, has already attracted numerous homeschool, public and private school educators and students. Over 11,000 students from all 50 states and 122 different countries have already utilized the Free Enterprise Now curriculum.
And it's obviously indelibly tied to both our history and our culture.
In addition to the lecture series and free enterprise programming, the Helms Center partners with the respected conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, to host an annual foreign policy lecture in Washington. And for the past 10 years, the Jesse Helms Center has partnered with Wingate University and the BB&T Corporation to sponsor the BB&T Moral Foundations of Free Enterprise program. This program brings academic leaders to campus to speak about free enterprise and provides scholarships to outstanding students to study economics at Wingate University under the tutelage of Dr. Peter Frank. With the support of the Charles A. Kennan Foundation, the Jesse Helms Center created the Charles A. Kennan Free Enterprise Hall of Fame. Members are individuals who have developed a successful business through a creative use of their talents and resources, and whose life is marked by good character and virtue. These free enterprise heroes are also featured on the website freeenterpriseheroes.org. Senator Helms stood on the courage of his convictions for 30 years in the United States Senate. For 30 years, the Jesse Helms Center has promoted the principles upon which his convictions were based, and in doing so, has positively influenced the hearts and minds of thousands of young people. This has been made possible by the generous support of our many friends from across the nation, and for this we are most grateful.
My friends, I was delighted to accept when you invited me to open the new building for the Jesse Helms Center and to speak here at Wingate. And what a splendid addition it is. The 19th century English writer John Ruskin once said, "When we build, let us think that we build forever." This new facility will fascinate and inform many future generations. Above all, it will serve to remind them of the unswerving values that Senator Helms has embodied during his distinguished life of service.
For more information about the Jesse Helms Center and our programs, please visit our websites.